Gillette presents the Gillette Labs with Exfoliating Bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris that gets in the way of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke. All with a lifetime warranty. And if you want to keep the beard, use KSAT Gillette, a lineup of products designed to cleanse, soften, trim, and style for your best beard. Gillette, the best a man can get.
I am ready to dive face first into this cocktail. It's so pretty. He's wasting no time. And if you don't have an umbrella in your drink, you're not doing vacation right.
Absolutely not.
And this is today, but tomorrow on ET, it's going to be good. We've got Mission Impossible. Greg Tarzan Davis, who will be here for the ultimate ET mission. Get ready.
Things got a little crazy last time he was here.
We had a little beach football. Who knows what we're going to get into this time?
But by the way, can we stick with the Pink Wednesday theme? We have the drinks, and if you have the cocktails, you also...
Happening now.
This apartment building completely engulfed in flames, leaving several families without a home today. Coming up, we speak with neighbors who saw the flames and devastation up close and personal.
Temperatures trending downward a bit, along with rain chances back in the picture and splooting squirrels. Because why not? I'll see you in a bit.
If you dread mopping floors, well, welcome to the 21st century. Robotic mops now do that for you. And coming up, we're going to test out a few models to see which ones work best. The news at 5 starts right now. And now we start with this, a tragic story. A man killed after a load of marble sheets fall on him.
Yeah, he was in the process of unloading them off a delivery truck. It happened this morning just before 10 on Nakoma near 281 on the north side. According to police officers at the scene, the victim, the driver of that delivery truck, were told he was by himself when the tie downs or straps on the marble sheets became loose. That's when one of those slabs fell on him. Police say employees at the business heard the commotion, went out to check on the victim. Unfortunately, he died at the scene. OSHA, the federal agency that investigates workplace accidents, confirming that they are now investigating this incident.
In other news now, a 7-year-old girl now the focus of an active Amber Alert. The Department of Public Safety says that little Chrisley Hernandez was kidnapped. You see her there to your left. They say that she was last seen in Temple, Texas yesterday morning around 11. And they've identified the woman that you see to your right, that's 39-year-old Amanda Guerra, as a suspect. Now back to Chrisley. You see her there. She's said to be 3 foot 10 inches tall, weighing about 65 pounds. She has brown hair, brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a T-shirt, shorts, and a backpack. If you have any information on this case, call the Temple Police Department. The number is on your screen at the top. It's 254-298-5500.
The Southwest Texas Regional Advisory Council reminding parents of the dangers of leaving your kids in hot cars. At the end of last year, Texas had the highest number of heat-related deaths in the country. To prevent those numbers from going up, it depends on parents and communities, especially when it comes to kids. The council suggests leaving yourself visual reminders like toys and car seats to help you remember you have a child in the car. If you do see a child in danger of suffering from heat stroke, they say you're protected under the law to help them if you need to break a window and get in.
What we have is called a Good Samaritan law. If you break that window, there's a Good Samaritan law to protect you in that situation.
The chief goes on to say that after 4 minutes of no oxygen, the brain starts shutting down. You need to be quick when saving someone's life.
We are seeing temperatures trend downward just a little bit and slowly. High temperature today, 102, the average being 93, and we're still 1 degree shy of the record. Now, we'll update this at 6 o'clock because sometimes we do see a fluctuation between now and 6. It's still sunny enough, and it's that time of year. We can still gain a degree or so. Eagle Pass, 103, Schertz, 102, Floresville, 103, Bulverde right now at 99, and Lavernia, 103 degrees. As we go through the evening, more of the same, clear sky, warm and muggy. You'll notice that stickiness increasing later tonight. We'll talk about the weakening upper ridge, what that means for rain chances and how much cooler it's going to get in the days ahead in just a bit.
All right, Adam, thank you. So we're starting with this making headlines for the first time. Investigators are looking at the debris from the submarine that imploded underwater 10 days ago. The Horizon Arctic, the ship carrying that debris, docked at a Canadian port today after pulling the wreckage from the ocean floor. The Titan submersible imploded last week as it was on its way to tour the wreckage of the Titanic. Crews have been working to find and bring the pieces of that craft to the surface. Well, now investigators in the U.S. and Canada are going to be looking at the debris because they're trying to figure out exactly what caused that implosion.
A Marine veteran accused of choking a homeless man to death on a New York subway pleaded not guilty to manslaughter charges. Daniel Penny was in court today for a plea hearing. Back in May, Penny confronted Jordan Neely on a subway train after Neely began shouting at passengers that he was hungry and thirsty and didn't care whether he died. Penny allegedly forced Neely to the train floor, put him in a chokehold until he stopped breathing. Video of the incident triggered demonstrations calling for justice. A medical examiner ruled Neely's death a homicide. Penny due back in court on October 25th.
More than 80 million people in the Midwest and East Coast are still dealing with unhealthy air quality. Remember the smoke from those Canadian wildfires? Yeah, still a thing. That's what people in Pittsburgh were enduring today. Now, over in Chicago, the city reportedly continues to be under an air quality alert. According to airnow.gov, the air quality index for much of the Midwest and the Ohio Valley is at a code red.
And speaking of air, it's not looking good for air travelers ahead of this 4th of July holiday.
Yeah, right now, thousands of passengers are stranded at airports. We know that at least one major carrier and the Federal Aviation Administration are pointing fingers at each other over who was the least prepared. Laura Aguirre has more now on the country's transportation secretary weighed in.
Now, you can't control the weather. We've had very tough weather the last few days.
Severe storms across much of the U.S. this week have played a role in thousands of flight delays and cancellations since the weekend. But there's more to it.
In the process of waiting for the lightning to clear up, our pilot timed out.
The always ticking clock on air crew hours and the FAA's ongoing shortage of air traffic controllers can stretch any weather delays and passenger misery out for days.
If you like my clothes, this is day 3.
They didn't have enough flight attendants for our flight, and it got pushed back. We got on the plane, and then the pilots timed out.
The pilot said that there's a mechanical failure, and they won't be able to fly the plane.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg praising the airlines for operational improvements on Wednesday, but adds there's a long way to go.
What's different this year compared to a year ago is that there is more cushion. We're seeing more of the staffing that there needs to be.
Storms and staffing headaches aside, Secretary Buttigieg notes that U.S. air travelers have more rights this year when flying, and they should use them.
Anybody planning a trip, and a lot of Americans are, can go to flightrights.gov and get more information about what you are owed in the event that you get stuck.
That may still not be enough for some frustrated flyers.
We're going to drive to Minneapolis because they can't get us out until Friday at the earliest.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Headlines around the world now. Unrest in the streets of France overnight after a traffic stop there ended with officers reportedly shooting and killing a teenager. A video has begun circulating that purportedly shows the 17-year-old being shot, sparking the protests that you see here. CNN reporting some 350 police were deployed out onto the streets Tuesday night to keep the peace. They say French authorities are planning to have some 2,000 officers across several Parisian suburbs tonight. One officer in custody on suspicion of voluntary homicide. An investigation underway, and France's president urging people to remain calm.
Now today, Muslims all over the world are celebrating Eid al-Adha, also known as the Feast of Sacrifice. It's one of the largest Islamic holidays. Started today. Pilgrims in Saudi Arabia are braving that intense heat to perform the symbolic stoning of the devil ritual. The annual pilgrimage, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, started in Mecca on Monday. Nearly 2 million worshipers are expected to attend this year's pilgrimage, which is a big deal because it's the first one without pandemic restrictions.
And residents in the Japanese area of Okinawa actually woke up seeing red this morning. You look at that literally. That's after they saw waters around the fishing port of Nago a completely different color. Images taken by the Coast Guard showed red bay waters. The exact cause has not been released, but the red waters are believed to have been leaked from a brewery. It had coolant that was flowing in to a connecting river.
That looks apocalyptic. I don't like it.
Yeah.
All right, now back here at home, we'll talk about some traffic here. This is I-37 at Jones Avenue, where you can see the lanes there to your right. It's really the left lane that's going extra slow. And yeah, traffic is picking up. It's 5:06 right now in the afternoon, yes. But yeah, as you can see, it's really not that bad right now, unless you're in that left lane there on I-37 at Jones Avenue.
All right, let's go to some developing news now. An apartment fire leaving several families without a home today, and the people who live in that local community say they are outraged.
Our Jonathan Cotto visiting the aftermath of the fire at an apartment community in Leon Valley, and he tells us how neighbors were met with those very intense flames.
Total chaos erupting at the Vista del Rey apartments in Leon Valley as flames consumed 4 apartment units. Smoke billowing from the complex seen from miles away.
Me and my girlfriend, we were on our way home, and we saw the smoke, and we were like, that's really close to where we live.
We were actually 11 minutes away on the highway coming back when we seen smoke, and we seen it, and the closer and closer we were getting, we were seeing that it was like darker and darker.
Leon Valley firefighters battling the flames, but neighbors say it wasn't as easy for them to access the burning building as it should have been.
All the gates are locked for the fire department, all 3 of them. There's only 2 ways in and out. So by the time they got here, it's already halfway on the building.
This apartment building considered a total loss. Now you can see just how close one building is from another. Now the neighbors that I had a chance to speak with today said that everyone tried their best to put out the flames by even using their own fire extinguishers.
So we had to find a water hose, and there's no water pressure. And then we took all these fire extinguishers, about 6, 7, couldn't get it. So we just had to get everybody out.
The fire quickly spreading to a total of 12 units. Witnesses say property management didn't allow the Red Cross on scene.
That's just shocking. That's like saying the fire department can't be here, or it's like the Red Cross is here to help people, especially on tragic events like this.
The fire causing devastation for those directly impacted, uncertainty for future tenants, and frustration for those who still live there.
We were supposed to be moving in the last building, 3906, before this all happened. And we was actually scheduled to move in 2 days from now.
I don't really feel safe here, and honestly, I really feel like signing a lease with this place was a huge mistake.
We visited the Vista del Rey leasing office and called several times and are still waiting to hear from the property management. Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Well, we certainly hope those people find a resolution. Wow. In other news now, President Joe Biden addressing the economy today as he promotes what the White House is referring to as Bidenomics.
But high inflation and job cuts in tech and finance continues, leading to concerns about what the Federal Reserve will do next. As CNN's Mike Valerio reports, analysts say this could spell some trouble down the line.
President Joe Biden in Chicago Wednesday, touting his vision for growing the economy.
Bidenomics is about building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down.
And the strength of the post-pandemic recovery, highlighting the strong jobs market and falling inflation.
We created 13.4 million new jobs, more jobs in 2 years than any president has ever made in 4.
While acknowledging people are still struggling.
I'm not here to declare victory on the economy. I'm here to say we have a plan that's turning things around incredibly quickly. We have more work to do.
The president's optimistic outlook, however, is not necessarily in line with how Americans feel.
There is essentially something in this economy for everyone, and that can inform a lot of arguments that may be diametrically opposed to one another.
A May CNN poll revealing 66% of Americans disapprove of the president's handling of the economy as financial indicators continue to send mixed messages.
On the one hand, for example, you have a high level of job cuts and layoffs. On the other hand, you still have a close to historically low unemployment rate.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell signaling Wednesday more rate hikes lie ahead.
What you see is stronger than expected growth, a tighter than expected labor market, and higher than expected inflation. So that tells us that although policy is restrictive. It may not be restrictive enough.
More aggressive action from the Fed could still lead to a recession. What form it will take remains unclear. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Mopping the floor, the dreaded household chore. If you don't want to do it, guess what? There's an app for that, and it's connected to this robotic mop. We're going to tell you how they work and which ones work best. Here's what we're working out for the news at 6. A San Antonio police officer fired after he was accused of roughing up an evading arrest suspect. Holes in the internal affairs investigation emerge during day 2 of that officer's arbitration. It's day 2 of the murder trial of a man accused of fatally shooting his aunt back in 2019. Today, the defendant's self-defense claim heard by the jury through this interrogation video. Why Michael Phipps said he feared his 65-year-old aunt. And Via says it's developing affordable apartments, but the people who live in the area say the average rider won't be able to afford it. All that and more today on the news at 6.
So I don't know of anybody who looks forward to mopping their floors, but you never know.
Yeah, it's a dreaded chore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so imagine a product that does it for you. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz checks out something called the robotic mop.
Nobody wants dirty floors, but who likes cleaning them?
I have a dog who I have to clean up after daily. I just hate it. It hurts my back. It hurts my knees.
Your knees will thank you for this. It looks like a robotic vacuum, but it's a mop.
You have your more basic ones that you control via remote control, and then you have hybrid ones that are capable of both mopping and vacuuming. You can control these ones via an app.
Robotic mops are designed to clean hard surface floors like tile, vinyl, or some hardwood, not carpet. To test how well a robotic mop can actually mop, Consumer Reports spilled espresso and V8 juice on ceramic tile and vinyl flooring and let it dry. The best robo-mops tackle the stains and leave a clean floor behind. Hint, models with spinning mop heads did the best job.
For a navigation test, we assess how well the mops are able to avoid obstacles. We see how well they steer on furniture, as well as how they interact with both cords and carpet fringe.
In their test, this pricey hybrid model from Narwhal came out on top. It has an auto-clean function that will wash the spinning mop heads too. For much less, this basic Samsung mop matched the Narwhal test for test, but it won't clean itself. And bonus, it can also be used as a handheld scrubber for surfaces like your shower. One downside, it's more than 5 inches tall, which means it may not fit under some furniture or your kitchen cabinets. If that's an issue, the moderately priced Bissell Spinwave also did well in the test and is less than 3.5 inches tall. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Can we get one of those for the studio?
I would love that.
Just so Caskey can,
He would love that. Just add that to his collection. But here's the thing: those shots of watching like the robot vacuum do its thing. That's still so much more relaxing than being outside. I'd rather watch that than sit outside. 101 degrees out there right now.
Using our vacuum here in the studio is not that bad when it's so hot outside. At least I'm working indoors. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's not bad. I don't mind cleaning. I don't dread mopping, to be honest with you. I don't dread all of that. It's satisfaction, instant gratification. Anyway, let's talk temperatures. We're running out of time here. And we're going to see temperatures on the downswing. So far today, 102 are high here in San Antonio, and that's a little bit lower than the past couple of days. And notice tomorrow through Saturday, 100 even for the highs. By Sunday, we're in the upper 90s, and early next week, we're in the mid 90s for highs. And we're even going as low as 95 on Tuesday, Independence Day. So let's talk about the pattern and how it changes and what that means for not just the lower temperatures, but also rain chances. First of all, the big picture, you see the upper level flow, a dip in the Pacific Northwest, the trough. That's why they have rain there. And another dip or trough in New England. They've got rain there. It's also related to some cooler temperatures. We've got the heat high still directly overhead, and it also correlates to this jet stream here that's to the north of us. So we are on the warm side of the jet stream. And just to give you an idea of the temperature difference here, underneath the heat high with that ridge, we're 100 degrees here in Texas, but you get on the cooler side of the jet stream, 70s and 80s across the northern tier of the U.S., especially where we have those dips in the upper level flow. Vegas is cooler than us right now. at 96 degrees. Our heat high, our upper ridge, is going to slowly weaken and move eastward this weekend. That's going to open the door for a little more cloud cover to help mitigate temperatures, and also just some cooler temperatures in general, as we talked about. Not a significant drop, but for this time of year, going from, say, 105 down to 95, that's noticeable and very notable. Also, our rain chances as that upper high weakens back into the picture. Nothing to get excited about, but some daily 20% chances as we get into next week, starting on Monday. Even Sunday, we can't rule out an afternoon pop-up shower or storm, and those would be the late afternoon, early evening activity. So something to watch, and we'll keep you updated and fine-tune the forecast as the time nears. Tomorrow morning, 77. By noon, 92, 100. Even for the high temperature, feeling like it's 104. Tomorrow in Del Rio, 102. Cotulla, 106. Improvements and baby steps downward. Helotes, 96. Stone Oak tomorrow at 98. So temperatures trending downward a little bit as rain chances come back into the picture by early next week. And maybe the splooting squirrels will appreciate these slightly lower temperatures.
All right, Adam. Thank you.
All right, Larry is back. Wemby won't be going west, at least not yet.
Not yet. He's not going to open Summer League play in Sacramento. He's going to open a little later in the Summer League season. Coming up, though, we talked to Charles Bassey today about Wemby joining the Spurs, and naturally he's excited like the rest of us, right? Plus, a national champion is here in town teaching basketball. Coming up. The Spurs Summer League team will hold training camp tomorrow and Friday before departing for Sacramento on July 1st. And Victor Wembanyama will not travel with the team to Sacramento for the California Classic. He'll join them in Las Vegas, and that's where he'll make his Summer League debut. Wembanyama is coming off a full season in the French League, taking his team to the finals that ended a week before the NBA draft. Wemby is expected to practice with the young Spurs before they go. Today we spoke with center Charles Bassey to get his thoughts on Wemby joining the team.
I mean, I haven't met him yet, but, I've seen videos, I've seen, in the introduction and everything, it's going to be a fun year, man. It's going to be a good season, he's got talent, he knows how to shoot it, he can play. So it's going to be a fun year for me and for everyone in the team and staff and the organization. So it's going to be a different route this year, so I hope we got it this year, for sure.
Bassey and Blake Wesley took part in a cool event this morning, helping Spurs Give to open a newly renovated basketball court at Rainbow Hills Park. This marks the 13th play space renovation completed through the Play SA project. To celebrate, Bassey and Blake led a basketball clinic with 50 local Spurs Youth Basketball League athletes.
And take some time in the morning to play ball with young people, that's the dream. And to know that this is the 13th space that we've built for young people to play, to engage, to enjoy, to grow together. This is the work for us.
The City of San Antonio Parks and Recreation Department and the San Antonio Retail Merchants Association were also a part of the event. Former LSU guard and 2023 national champion Alexis Morris held a basketball skills camp today at St. George Maronite Gym called Camp with the Champ Tour. She was drafted in the second round by the Sun in the 2023 WNBA draft, but was waived during training camp. She's thrilled to be here teaching basketball to boys and girls.
I remember when I was a kid, I always wanted to go to camps. My mom signed me up for camps, and I remember how fun it was. Camps bring the fun keeps the fun in the sports going, because you don't have to worry about miss and make shots, because you're coming here to learn and have fun. It takes the seriousness out of basketball, but also you're still learning and you're still being developed, but while having fun. The main focus for camp is to have fun.
Morris says she's going to hold more camps this summer, and her next one is in Baton Rouge. We'll be right back after the break.